Okay. We're gonna try this again, and this is actually like a restart of the whole podcast because I wanted to try and take a new approach to this and just be myself. So let's see how this goes. This is actually crazy because I just had a lot of different content, but I just completely flat out erased it. So we'll see how it goes. I'm thinking this will be a whole lot better and it makes me feel a lot more comfortable doing this. So let's see. Hello everyone, and thank you for joining in. My name is Cole. I'm your host here at One, and welcome to our first episode where we are just starting our new adventures, just starting off really fresh, coming out and just figuring out what is One and what are we doing, and some of the topics that we're going to talk about, things where we're going to learn, just enjoy, and how we're going to have fun. And I think this is great actually because I've been planning to do a podcast for a very long time, but just never knew what I wanted to do. But now I have a broader idea of what I want to do and feel more confident and taking a much better approach on this because I feel more comfortable and feel more enthusiastic about this. And it's actually very, very exciting, and I can't express it enough that finally I get to do something that I always told myself that I wanted to do. So if you guys would like to, I would just love to get into it and just start off by saying thank you for listening in and taking the time to really give this podcast a try or the episodes a try. If you're watching it on YouTube or on TikTok or Instagram, or even just listening in on some of the podcast platforms that's provided. So thank you so much. And today's topic is starting my one crazy adventure because I think it needs a good introduction. I think it just needs something to spark and it needs like a flare, right? So the topic today is starting my one crazy adventure, and I'm so excited to share with you all the ideas, the introductions of myself and the podcast, what's going to be going on down to the future and what you are hoping to expect. So to jump right into it, my name is Cole and I am the creator and host behind One, which is essentially a podcast, YouTube channel, a platform, but it's a place where you can learn to be yourself and to enjoy yourself a little bit more by expanding on how you can have a little bit more self-care, more self-love, loving others, and having just a bigger heart into this world and a growth mindset that can just help you go out into life and just challenge yourself every single day to love life just a little bit more every time you step around on this big, beautiful blue-green earth. And it's a challenge. It really is a challenge when we go outside into the world and we're always faced with some very difficult challenges in life, whether if it's a death in a family, or it's abuse, or it's challenges from school, losing a job, challenges at jobs. It can just be essentially anything. But what is to help recenter yourself into loving yourself a little bit more and loving others by getting through your traumas, understanding how to get by it, learning how to love yourself more and loving others, learning how to take lessons from yourself and from others, and so that you understand the experiences, and just really just going out and being able to be healthier, be more confident, be more expansive for your life, and having a much greater growth mindset so that you can live life just a little bit more each and every single time throughout your day. Because for me, I feel like I was challenged every single day with these things, and I'm 27 years old and I feel like I haven't gone through every part of life yet, but I felt like I've went through so many challenges that I felt the need to start something that can help give people something that they can relate to, which is why I created One. I wanted to have something where people can come on to the podcast or answer questions or tell stories or share experiences or thoughts and theories so that people can find help. People can relate to something that speaks to their heart, something that can really get them motivated to improving their life, their lifestyle, and who they are. Because it's a challenge every single day. So I just feel called to it. I feel that I wanted to just go ahead and express that to you all as an introduction, and really just kind of, I don't know, just be that guide, just be that person who's very enthusiastic about things and who's always seems to be very happy and smiling, because that's just who I am as a character. When you get to know me, like, I just love to be expressive. I love to smile. I love to joke around, have fun, and really just enjoy life, because my belief that I hold on to every single day is that you'll never know what's going to happen by tomorrow, and tomorrow could possibly be your last day. And I say that is that we really don't know how long we're going to live on this earth. We got to make the best and most time out of it. And it's not spending a lot of times in the negatives, but spending more times in the positives, and re-gearing yourself and having like that positive mindset, always thinking positive, thinking like good outcomes, while still being logistic and logical, and just really be geared towards of having a better mindset and enjoying life just a little bit more. I base it off of the one of the laws that I've learned a long time ago, which is the law of attraction. More you bring positive things into your life, the more positive things will come into your life. But the more things that you have negative in the life, more and more negatives are going to go into your life. So as a part of the law of attraction, let's try to amplify ourselves to bring in more positive things, by being more positive, not by being negative, because we become negative, then more negative things are going to come into our lives, and it's just going to be very destructive. And we're going to start living in a matrix, and then we're just going to have a hella crazy roller coaster. Rather than a rocket ship, then going to different planets and then finding new experiences that we can enjoy and taking in new things and really finding that lifestyle that we always told ourselves that we wanted, and challenging ourselves every single day. So that's just a little bit behind one, and kind of the introduction of what's happening right now. And as for me, to kind of give a little bit background of who I am and some of my interests, I'm a person that has went through a lot of challenges like any other person. I'm just an ordinary person, just like you all who are listening in or watching, who has possibly interests that are similar or different, right? I just felt very called to something that I've always told myself that I wanted to do, and now I'm getting the chance to do it. And sharing all those things, like my interests, like I love Star Wars, I love content creation, spreading joy, having fun, traveling. Traveling is actually going to be a good topic that I would love to talk about, and probably will talk about a lot. So to help people get out of their shell a little bit and travel the world, or just at least travel somewhere. It doesn't have to be like really far. It can just be like in your neighborhood, or like next door, or even to a different city, or even in the city that's close to you. Just really just making your life an adventure, because I definitely believe like life is meant to expand yourself as much as possible by reaching different limits, different areas, and so that you can learn to enjoy life just a little bit more each day, and so that you're not living in a matrix, you're not living in a cycle that you feel weighed down in and feel like you're not doing anything in life. You feel like your life is meaningless. Your life does have a meaning. Your life actually has more meaning than you might think. And I think that's where I come in and want to help re-gear that mindset a little bit, and help give people that better emphasis on how great your life actually is, by showing a level of appreciation of things around you, people, experiences, items, pets, books, anything. It's just an art of appreciation. And the more we start doing that, it goes back to the law of attraction. The more we start thinking positively and showing appreciation to the things around us, we will start to see all those positive things come into our lives, and we start to gear towards something even greater. That's just a little bit of the topic and introduction that I wanted to bring onto you all, and kind of give you a bigger idea. I'm not the best at when it comes to communication. I don't think I am, but at least I have an idea of what we are going for and what is the emphasis. Because when I have ideas sparking and concepts going on and what I want to do, I'm very adamant about it. I always tell people this. I always commit to what I say I'll do. If I have the sheer confidence in it, right? And that's confidence is key, right? But if I don't have confidence in it, if I feel kind of iffy, and then I'll back off, right? Trusting my gut instinct. Yeah, I just feel very confident. I'm going to try to do my best. I might not communicate very well, and I have to be very cautious, or I have to take some time to think a little bit, but that's okay, because I'm also in this process too, along with you all who are listening in and watching. And everybody's just here to enjoy a good time. Because for me, I could probably just ramble on and just talk about some of the most craziest topics throughout my days, or like things that are going on. But let me tell you, I just love to talk and love to get into topics and love, getting into ideas and debating or such. Good debating, not bad debating. But I just love to communicate, even though I might seem like I'm not the best type. But I love to share stories. I love to share experiences. I love to spread the love and careness around the world and just really show that life is not all that bad. If we focus so much on the bad, look how much we're missing out on the good. Because if we focus so much on the bad, we're just living in a cycle of hate, or we're living in a cycle of just negative aura or this negative atmosphere, right? But if we're focusing some more on the good, there's a lot more good out there than there is the bad. But we're so blinded to see that. And I think that's where I wanted to kind of tune in and get you guys geared up on to see that the beauty of life is out there. Life is beautiful if you allow it to come in, right? So if you don't mind, I'd love to shift gears a little bit and kind of talk about some of the goals, some of the topics, some of the things that we want to reach. So we already talked about like why did I create it, what was kind of the emphasis on it, what did I hope to achieve. But let me kind of give you a much broader sense of like some of the goals and topics that I want to talk about. So starting off with the goals, is my goal for one is that I want it to be very casual. I don't want to be very super empathetic or sympathetic or like, emotional, because I feel like that doesn't really connect with you all very well. I just feel like just having so much emotion that's trying to connect with others outside, or being very empathetic or sympathetic, it doesn't really give the audience something to enjoy or a thrill. It doesn't give them like good experiences. And I think conversations like this actually makes something better. It makes a better outcome. And so I wanted to try being a little bit more casual. I wanted to try, show people how to learn, love, live, and enjoy life, which is my motto. Learn, love, live, and enjoy. Because I think us being casual lets us be open just a little bit more, and it shows the better size of us. Because I'm going to tell you the truth. I actually was trying to record like about a month ago when I did this recording, and it's just like I couldn't get connected. Like the podcast was not flowing for me. Like I was not feeling inspired. I was not engaged, and it was very difficult. And just it felt dead to me, because like I felt like it wasn't the right motive. It wasn't the right drive. So after about a month of like just kind of taking time away from it, try to edit it a little bit and everything, I realized that this is not me. This is not the authentic me. This is not who I am. Because when I go out into the world, this is who I am. This what's you will see in the present, in front of people. When you see me outdoors, going to stores and stuff, this is me. And that's something that I learned when kind of doing this podcast and then doing test trials and everything, is that I need to be authentic. I need to be casual. I just need to be myself and be comfortable in my own skin, my own clothes, my own fashion, everything. And that's essentially like what I want to be able to spread on to you all, is that, be authentic. Be yourselves. Don't try to put in impressions. Like, enjoy who you are truly, who you were born to be, who you are actually, and what your characteristics are. Because being authentic is just great. And not everybody will love you as a person, or not everybody will accept you, and all these things, right? But the thing is, though, if you're true to yourself and you're authentic to yourself, that means you're also honest. You're willing to be more honest. You're more willing to be transparent. You're more willing to just show your true characteristics as a person and your values, so that people can understand that they're being who they are meant to be. And that's what I came to realize after taking a month of just trying out, testing, and analyzing. And I said, I finally got it. And so my goal is to be very casual, is to be very authentic, And it's just to be very transparent, and so that you all can see the real me and see how one is really authentic and it's just very transparent and there's no filters. Everyone can be who they are and be themselves and just, be true. Be true to who they are, right? And so that's what I want to show as a goal, is that it's authentic, it's true, and it's transparent. And not only that, just enjoying to have fun while learning new lessons, new stories, new adventures, taking in new things. It's just having fun. One is just essentially just having fun. And I want to be able to share that with you with a lot of laughters, a lot of smiles, just being able to give you things that you can relate to, and just, oh my gosh, just loving life just a little bit more. Now we're shifting gears a little bit. Some of the topics that we're talking about and some of the emphasis that I want to focus on are going to be things like self-care, self-love, hobbies, relationships, past experiences, how to get through traumas, all different types of things, so that it can definitely help you get through life just a little bit more, and share a little bit of laughter, share a bit of love, and just, it's just really just essentially just getting through life. And sharing a bunch of different experiences. I might give you like travel tips one day, but then switch gears to give you a little bit of relationship details and information so that you can navigate through your relationship a little bit better. And, just giving you a little bit of things that we can talk about that you can relate to or you can enjoy, and sharing a little bit of laughters and by stories that I might tell, or like experiences that I might tell. Right? And I think that's important because I believe that having a smile each day makes a big difference. And I want to be able to, at least per episode, is to give you a smile that you can leave with at least some part in the podcast, right? You can smile just a little bit, because that little smile makes a huge difference in your day. And I'm a heavy believer in that. If you can smile one instant in one part of your day, then you have accomplished your entire day by letting that little happiness inside of you, however it might come out, right? And so I'm hoping that each episode, as a part of my emphasis, is that we get to talk about different topics, but also be able to get you to smile a little bit, just a tiny bit, even if it's a grin, because why not? Let's smile. It's enjoyable. Like life is just awesome, and we got to be able to smile just a little bit, right? And I think the most important thing is to close out this topic, is that when we leave for each episode, we kind of learn something a little bit. Now, I might not be able to give you something new that you might have learned or you've already experienced, but I'm hoping that there's something that you can take each day, or like get a reminder that, this is a repeating occurrence, or like, this is something new, or even if it's like something that's never been spoken about before, right? So by the end of the podcast, I want to be able to give you a little bit good takeaways, or even just some takeaways, right, that you learned from the podcast, or like that you were able to relate to or not relate to, or already heard and it's a reoccurrence. Because, the objective is just, share experiences, share ideas, share concepts, beliefs, all different things, and just have something to relate to and hear people out. Because at the end of the day, I want to be able to hear you all out and what you all are going through, so that we can share it all together, so that we know that we're not alone in this world and we're all challenged through something, but we're going to go through it all together by learning to love life just a little bit more and have a more adventurous life. Because the main thing is just spreading joy, learning to love a little bit more, learning to laugh, just hearing out guest speakers, hear their stories, or even answering. Many of you probably have questions, right? Answering your questions, and just finding things that we can all relate to, or finding things that are new to us, or rehearing some of the things that we went through, and just kind of getting a refresher every single day, just to be able to know that, hey, it's a challenge that I keep going through, but this is a good refresher for me, right? So again, the objective here for one is to really just give you some laughs, help you love life just a little bit more, have more adventures, share stories, be able to listen to you all and hear you out, and just be connected as a community, because the more we connect with each other, more we find people that are going through things, or like things that we enjoy, things of interest or something, we can become much stronger individuals at the end of the day, knowing that then this is the main thing, is that knowing that we have support on the back end, because this is some of the things that this is one of the things that I was actually challenged growing up, and it was definitely hard for me, was relying on the support that I already have and asking for help. Those were the two biggest things that I think I had difficulty with. Relying on the support that I had at the time and currently, and asking for help or seeking help, because I felt very independent in my life and just like I have to go through everything. But when I go through everything, I'm so critical, I'm so harsh on myself, I take life very seriously, but I was just not happy. And that's where I want to break the shell a little bit, is that, life is not meant to be very serious. Your life can be a little bit more enjoyable, right? If you also rely on others, or like get support from others, not rely, but support, right? And seeking help, and also just find ways to make you smile, like your hobbies, or enjoy the adventures that you take on traveling, or the things that you do for work. Find bits and pieces that you can enjoy, and just really just take on life with a whole new avenue. Because like the thing is that life can be difficult, without a doubt. I mean, it will beat us to the ground like no other, worse than like a UFC fighting match or boxing ring. Life is definitely our biggest challenger, because that we're always challenged with new things every single day. And some of those things are going to be new experiences, or experiences that we already went to, but we're just so blindsided to see that we've already went through it, and we're just kind of ignoring the signs, right? We're challenged every single day, but doesn't mean that we can start picking up a magnifying glass or a book, or the confidence. This confidence is the key to do something better, to get through life, to get through those challenges. Because when we start to take on that confidence, our whole world will be expanded way wider, way longer, way bigger than ever expected. And so with this closing out topic is that I want to be able to help you all with all your challenges by helping you love life a little bit more, and learning to love yourself a little bit more, giving more care to yourself, and letting go of certain things. So essentially just so that you can just take on life in a whole new direction, basically. Oh my gosh, I'm dragging on so much. But anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this episode, and that you were able to take on some new things with you, and were able to enjoy it. So tune into the next episode, and we'll get into some better topics and new topics, and that we can just dive into, and hopefully take on this whole new adventure. So guys, don't forget to learn, love, live, and just enjoy life. And welcome to One.